I wanted to give some examples of some possible positive correlations and some possible negative correlations. It could be that there's a positive correlation between height and shoe size, because it could be that taller people have larger feet, which would mean that they would need to buy larger shoes. So it could be that as height goes up, shoe size goes up along with it, which would be a positive correlation. It could also be that there's a positive correlation between the number of children that people have and the amount of money that they spend on food per week, because when a person has a larger number of children, they need to spend a larger amount of money on food to feed all of the children that are living with them. It could also be that there's a positive correlation between the number of friends that a person has on Facebook and the number of photos that the person has posted on Facebook, because a person who has a larger number of friends on Facebook would want to share photos with all of those friends, which would mean that it could be that the more friends a person has on Facebook, the more photos they end up posting on Facebook. Let's try to also think of some examples of some possible negative correlations. You might think that there could be a negative correlation between the number of hours that a college student spends watching TV per week and the college student's GPA, because it seems like if a college student is watching more hours of TV per week, that they would be doing less studying and they would have a lower GPA. So it might seem like as the number of hours of TV watching goes up, the GPA goes down, but I've never actually read any studies on that, so I'm not sure if that's true. There might also be a negative correlation between commute distance, meaning the number of miles that a person has to travel to work or school each day, and the number of hours that a person sleeps at night. Because when a person has a larger commute distance and they have to travel a larger distance to work or school, they probably have to get up earlier, which would mean that they would be getting less sleep at night. So it could be that as commute distance goes up, the number of hours of sleep goes down, which would be a negative correlation. There might also be a negative correlation between the number of miles that a person walks per week and the amount of money that a person spends on gas per week, because people who do more walking are probably doing less driving, which would mean that people who are doing more walking would be spending less money on gas. And if the amount of money spent on gas goes down as the amount of walking goes up, then that would be a negative correlation.